Rich lover's wife asked for a divorce, but he lost everything, and she wanted me back. My wife and I have been married for almost 6 years. We've been together for 8 years and 3 months. We've been living together for 7 years. I thought it was great all the time. I truly believe that we were a great match. Each of us has a car, a steady income, and a house that we bought 5 years ago. My mother died of a heart attack in February 2022, which was a sad and surprising event. It was a rough few months for both my wife and me after that. My wife was close to my mother. I mean really rough. When I say rough, we only went out about twice in 6 months. It was always the same. We stayed and watched TV while resting on the couch. I wasn't happy because of what was going on, but I thought we would get through this. 5 weeks ago was D-Day, as I hear everyone call it. About 5 minutes from our house, my wife went drinking with 3 male coworkers. I said, okay, cool, but I'm going to bed soon. In the middle of the night at 1:30, she came home with the 3 guys. I know all of them, and she told me she was going out with them in the city. I didn't like it, but she kept doing it. Things close at 4, but she got home at 5:30, even though it takes 15 minutes to ride. At that point, I started to doubt her, even though I had never done that before this night. 4 weeks ago, she left all day on Sunday and said she was going to a fun fair with her mum. I didn't believe it, but what can you do? She even left while I was in the shower without saying goodbye. After work that day, she came home and started crying when she got here. My first answer was, honey, come here. What took place? What happened? What's making you so mad? That was the first thing she said. I want a divorce after that. We talked about it for a while, and we were both very upset. She told me she hadn't cheated when I asked her straight out. She told me that she has been less happy for a longer time, which is why she is getting a divorce. There was no way she could have known something was wrong with our relationship. Anyway, this came as a huge surprise to me. Anyway, she left after the talk, and now lives with her mum. After 4 days, we saw each other again because we had a dog that neither she nor I could take care of on our own. Our dog now stays with an aunt. Anyway, I told her again that she was cheating because I saw her, and this time she admitted it. She told me she cheated on me for a whole week because she went out drinking and then left home the next week. She told him she loves him. When I asked her what was great about him, all she could say was that we get along well and have a spark. I guess that's it. She also said that she thinks she's having a midlife crisis. She has no idea what she wants or what to do with her life. What do I think? She's crazy. I don't know if this is the right word, but her hair turned purple. She signed up for classes to learn how to ride a motorbike out of the blue. After the breakup, I tried to make peace with her for the first week or 2, but she wouldn't move. Each and every important message I send her is ignored. I do get a reaction to casual messages, but I think it's short and full of cockiness. I really can't recognize my wife anymore. It looks like her attitude has changed in just 1 week. She talks about me like I'm not even there and doesn't care about me at all. Is this some kind of defense to make things easier for her by putting off her worries until later? Or maybe she has changed and now feels this way. What the heck is going on here? I know it's great to fall in love, but what will happen to her after a few months? When the honeymoon period with this guy is over and she wakes up from it all? I've been having a lot of different emotions. A lot. It makes me mad that she cheated on me, and I'm really upset about it. But I also know and understand that our marriage has always had good basics. We've come 5 weeks since D-Day. We still haven't filed for divorce, and neither have I or Elle. I'm not sure, but I think she's still seeing the guy she cheated on me with. I really can't decide if I want to save our marriage or end it right now. At this point, I really don't care if we break up or get back together. I really don't know what to do. In the long run, I might feel bad that I filed for divorce so quickly if I do it now. However, I also can't keep living in a state of confusion where I'm still married but she's already left. I still wasn't sure if she was cheating on me for the first 4 days after she left. Indeed, those days were the worst because I felt terribly bad and like I had messed things up. But after she admitted cheating, those feelings began to go away. And while I might be partly to blame, she is the only one who caused our marriage to end. I could tell she wasn't unhappy because she always looked happy. She would make a great actress. She never told me she was unhappy or what should change. On top of everything else, she cheated and still does. It's done. It's no longer possible for me to go back from here. Also, I don't even miss her right now. Sometimes I miss the person and thing we were together. But this woman she's become. To be honest, I almost feel bad for the next guy whose heart she's going to break. I'm really not having a hard time with my mom's death. I do have other things to think about right now, but still. I just wanted to get out of the down and crawl back up. I wanted to go. Outside, drink, and have fun. Riding my bike, etc. However, she did turn on me and, in a way, kicked me back in the ravine. It will be okay in due course. I have to say I'm not looking forward to the holidays at all. No, Mom. No woman. After 40 years of marriage, my dad is now by himself. We'll take care of it though. Life keeps going. For the most part, I have a wonderful sister and good friends that I've known for over 20 years. I'm not even close to being ready to start living alone again. But I'm also a little excited about something. I haven't been with someone in over 8 years. It has been more than 8 years since I last went out without my partner. I fell as far as I could this year, but I really think good times are on the way. Someone on Reddit is totally right when they says we got married too young. She was 21 and I was 26 when we got married. There hasn't been a lot of change in me in those years, but she may have changed a lot and hid those thoughts for a long time. Keep in mind that she said she feels like she's going through a midlife crisis. Those are her words, not mine. To talk about shared hobbies, interests, traits, etc., in a bit more depth, in the post, all I said was that our lives were safe. I didn't go into too much detail because I didn't think it would make a difference and the post is already pretty long. Okay, now let's talk about hobbies and interests. We both like to play video games, but we never play together. My PC is where I play Age of Empires 4 right now. After that, she'd play The Witcher on PS4. A good Netflix show was fun for both of us. That's something we did a lot after Mum died. But even before that, we both would rather watch a good movie together than go out drinking. We did go to the movies once in a while, and about once or twice a month, we went out to dinner. We both like riding bikes. I get to drive and have a bike, but she didn't. She loved riding bikes with other people and sitting in the back seat. When she was little, her dad rode his bike with her. But now it looks like she wants her own bike and license too. Didn't know. Having family time is something we both enjoy. Every other Sunday we would hang out at my dad's house, her mom's house with her stepdad, or her dad's house with her stepmom. Going for walks with our dog and driving to nice parks and woods was fun for us. I liked how spontaneous she could be as a person. It looks like she acts on impulse too much. Okay then. I sometimes think too much about things like whether we should buy it, asking ourselves if we really like it, how much money we have at the moment, etc. In an instant, she would buy it or book the trip I wasn't sure about. That was great. I know that we couldn't be more different on this issue. I believe she does. She was so funny. It was really great that we had a great sense of humor. We always had a good time together, because our dry, silly sense of humor is the same. I liked how honest and direct she was all the time. She always told me how she felt and what she liked and didn't like before things got worse. For example, I became hooked on a video game about 4 years ago. I didn't know I was wrong at that time. She told me after a few weeks that I wasn't making her happy, and that I needed to pay more attention to her and our relationship, which I did. That I cut down on games to almost nothing. Bro, she walks, talks, and laughs in a way that I love. It's beautiful. I love how she looks. I loved how she always sneezes 8 to 10 times in a row. That being said, all of those thoughts are quickly going away right now. I can be pretty short about our life. We did not have a lot of between twice a month and 3 times a month since we got married. I thought it was always good, but I'm not sure what she thinks about it. Now that I think about it, we always reached our peak, unless she lied, which I doubt. The letter S wasn't very interesting on its own. We'd do the same 3 to 4 moves over and over again. 1. Okay, so I made some calls yesterday. There is a person in the Netherlands who helps people work things out. They take care of every part of divorce. So this referee talks about money, feelings, and other things that lawyers do. This person helps 2 people get a divorce. It's like an all-in-one person. We talked with this referee today. The car of my soon-to-be ex broke down, so I had to pick her up, and yes, I had to. It is very important that both my soon-to-be ex-spouse and I are at the talks with the mediator for this to all work out. Anyway, the talk went pretty well, just the way I thought it would. When we talked about how we felt about getting a divorce, the cheating was never brought up. Since this referee doesn't take a side, I didn't think it was important to bring it up. We don't have any rules against cheating either, so she still has the same rights she did before she cheated. We are still sitting at the table together after the facilitator left, but we don't say much. Just the sound of our cats running around is enough to keep us busy. After a while, I asked her if she had anything else to say, which she replied was no. Okay, I said, I think you should leave now. I don't want you here. Okay, could you take me home? I told you no, it's up to you to figure out how to get home. I don't want to drive you home for 30 minutes. After that, she looked a little upset. I think she thought I would drive her home, since I always did everything for her. Afterward, she called her mum, who will pick her up in a short while. She left the house now. She told me to go for a walk for an hour or so until my mum comes to get me. As she walked away, she still looked hurt and upset. Even though I'm not giving up, I still see a lot of strange behavior from her, and I think she's still in the fog from the affair. Even though everything, I still love her for who she was. But for now, I'm not giving in and treating her like she doesn't exist. To be more specific, she doesn't mean anything to me right now. I love and was dedicated to her before, but she's not the same woman now. As a driver for 11 years, I've worked for a company called Supertrans. I quit that job 4 months ago and started working for a different transportation business. It's been about 1.5 years since I got my WWA job at this metro. I used to be a driver, and she works at that building. I also know her AP because he works at Supertrans in the building. I know everyone who works at Supertrans's office because I've been there for 11 years. I was good friends with some of the dispatch guys and everyone liked me. The people she works with now know that we are getting a divorce. But Elle thinks that no one knows that she had an affair with AP who works in their warehouse. The man who works at the desk next to her is my WWW direct coworker. He is 32 years old and gay. He was also at the night out when my wife cheated on me. He'll be called Thomas. He did leave early though. He liked me a lot and was one of my favorite people at work. My WW is on leave right now and will return to work on Monday. Thomas really likes me and wants the best for me. Now I'm really considering sending Thomas a message to tell him what happened and everything. And of course, telling him about the affair. I just want to let him know that my wife has no morals and can't be trusted. Thomas works with her every day, so I want him to know what kind of person my WW is. I'm also going to tell him about the APP, because Thomas was out with them the night WW stole. I want Thomas to know what a big piece of crap the AP is. Also, yes, I'm aware that this might sound like I want to get back at someone. And I guess I do, since this woman put me through hell a few weeks ago. I'd love to hear that she had a bad day at work on Monday because everyone knows she lied to me and is having an affair. Really, everyone liked me, and I've known most of her office staff for more than 10 years. Also, I choose who to tell about her cheating. Okay, so this isn't really a question. I need to know if this is a good idea. But I believe I've already decided. Please let me know what you all think, and why you think I should or shouldn't do it. Updating again, you all have been so helpful to me. I must say that my mind is very tired, but other than that, I'm doing better than I thought I would be after only 6 weeks. I have a question about how my soon-to-be ex-wife is acting right now. Is it okay for my soon-to-be ex-wife to treat everyone around her like trash? I guess everyone except her APP and her parents. It's clear that she's being mean to me. She doesn't respect me at all, and acts like I'm the worst husband ever. This woman says she's been sad for years, which I think is a load of BS. To be honest, I no longer care about what she's doing to me. Her life is being ruined by her. Not mine. But it's making other people feel bad too. She didn't even say thank you when my dad sent her the nicest message he had ever written in his whole life. Once a month, after my mom died in February, my wife would take my dad to a nearby amusement park. They both had memberships, so they could go quite often. My dad loved her a lot, and I can see how old he's getting by the hour. That hurts me a lot. My soon-to-be ex-wife doesn't even say thank you. Not at all. He was left to read. She was also. They said they would stay close friends with my younger sister, but they haven't talked in a few weeks. In other news, my wife was meant to spend the day with her best friend today, who is also a friend of ours. But she is ignoring her now. Her best friend asked her several times yesterday if today was still going to happen, but her wife didn't answer. Not even close to reading her messages. She didn't answer the phone either. The plan was for them to meet today. The same thing. She doesn't answer the phone. Her friend sent her one more message to see if she was still going to come. No answer. Even though her WhatsApp status says she was online after sending the messages, she didn't read them. Of course, her best friend has been crying all day. She took the day off to hang out with my wife and go shopping, and now this. In what way would this be normal for someone in a fair fog? Or could this be something else? I'm over my wife. It doesn't matter what she does. But this is so very sad for her best friend. Why does my wife treat her this way? She's been crying on her couch all day. I think of another question as I type this, but I think I already know the answer. My soon-to-be ex-wife tells everyone that we broke up because we became less close, and she hasn't been happy in years. I guess this is normal for someone who cheats, that they're not telling the truth about what happened and how they fell in love with someone else. I almost forgot to say something very important. We both had the same best friend, and she lived with us for 6 months, from November 2021 to April 2022. There was nowhere for her to stay after she broke up with her bad boyfriend. We let her stay with us because we have an extra room. Anyway, my wife and her best friend are talking about everything, including our relationship and her life. Every day I talk to her best friend, and she's always been really nice and honest with me. She said that my wife might not be happy with me for a longer time. I asked her if any of what she said was possible. BFF says it's all false. My wife has never talked about it or told her in any way that she doesn't like me. Also remember that they told each other everything. But there was not a word about being sad. Either my soon-to-be ex-wife is lying openly now, and I don't know why, maybe to make it okay for her to cheat on me and leave our marriage. Another possibility is that she told no one but herself about how unhappy she was. I really don't know, but I've never seen her upset with me, and his best friend definitely agrees. Again, thank you all very much. You all have been so helpful. Without your help, I would not be where I am now. Edit, I really hope that she gets hit hard by karma soon. Also, everyone who is asking me why we are divorcing. I'm honest when I say she's a selfish cheater. A woman friend showed me texts that my wife had sent to her yesterday. Oh my God, honey. Is it true that you and your husband are no longer together, was something that was said? Yes, this is the sad truth. What the heck happened? We've grown apart over the last few years and now have different life goals. We chose to end it. Naturally, I told our friend that this is not true and fixed it. I told her that my wife cheated on me, says she fell in love, and left me for someone else. When people hear the truth from me, they are shocked. I myself, along with everyone else, never thought my wife would do this. 3. I'll write a new post in a few weeks, I think. I'm fine for now. When I realized she was living her life without me, I began to do the same. I talked to my soon-to-be ex-wife a few times, and it seemed like she still loved me, but it wasn't fun anymore. It's not strange since my mum died suddenly in February. She says she loves AP, but there are no strings attached. Though she said she wasn't mad at me, I never got the sense that she was. She seemed happy with life in general. In short, I think she cheated on me, fell in love with AP, and then left me for him. Once I knew that, I chose to let her go and concentrate on myself. I just don't care about what she's doing or if she'll come back at this point. It doesn't matter to me. Things are going well at work. I joined a gym and go 3 times a week. My muscles hurt. And I've been talking to this wonderful girl I knew as a child. I'm glad I have a female friend I can talk to about everything, even though it's just company. When it comes to losing a parent, we can relate. Her dad died last year. I'm fine then. We had to get a lot of papers together for the divorce and send them to this referee. We are now waiting to hear back from him so that we can set up our next meeting and move forward with the divorce. Right now, I've already decided that the split is going to happen. If the soon-to-be ex-wife comes back or not. The marriage is over. Nah. So there will be a divorce. 4. We are going to sign the forms for our divorce in 4 days, which will make it official. It's going to be a long post since I haven't written anything in 4 months. I did some things wrong on the run, but I also did things that gave me back my power and made me respect myself again. To begin, I can say that 5 months after the in-tie and the original shock, I don't even think about or feel affected by the cheating very often. If you are having a hard time, please trust me. Things will get better and time is on your side. I did wrong things after cheating and our breakup. I begged, pleaded, grew angry, and felt annoyed. I felt like I had no control and that she had gone crazy. Sadly, this went on for about 2 months. After this amount of time, I decided to stop whining. You know what? I told her I had given it a lot of thought and decided I was still willing to see and talk to her, that I thought we could still be together, but I also told her I couldn't promise anything. In the past 3 months, I haven't talked to her myself. Not about the relationship or just plain stuff. When I called, it was only to talk about our upcoming divorce, money issues, and our shared house. During the last 3 months, I didn't just wait. Right now I'm 32 years old and I worked out at the gym for the first time ever. I've always been on the skinny side. So building muscle is just what I need. Going to the gym regularly has become a habit for me. This has been going on for 3 months. I work out 4 times a week. I'm also seeing an improvement in my looks and muscles, but this goes even further. The gym not only makes me look better, but it also helps my mind. To keep myself busy and away from things, I first started working out. I feel and look better about myself now that 3 months have passed. It's like I forgot how much faith I had until now. Tip of the day: going to the gym really does seem to help both your body and mind when you're having a bad time. About the house we share. I talked to the bank, and they will let me borrow more money and take on a bigger payment. I will pay my ex-wife about $65,000 for the house. I can and will do it. I will own the joint house, which is worth about $300,000, fully after I sign everything, and pay her. Not happy about having to pay her $65,000, but having my own house, worth 5 times that amount, will make me much better off in the long run. Besides that, she no longer has her own home. She now lives with her mum full-time, but I know she also spends a lot of time at AP's house. Since I'm not calling her. How do I know? I'll get to that. My ex and I share a friend. Even though we don't hang out all the time, we talk a lot. From what I know, my ex-boyfriend left me to be with AP and started dating someone else right away. I have no idea what's going on with my ex, and sometimes it looks like she's gone crazy. I try not to think about her, but my mind does go to places it shouldn't. At this point, I guess I could also call APF, because that's pretty much what he is now. I will stick with AP Theo, since that's how it began. Anyway, back to AP and his ex-wife. Karma is a tramp, and it's getting rough. Things seemed fine between X and AP when they first started dating 5 months ago. Soon, things will be different. AP is currently depressed at home, which I know for sure because friends of both of us showed me pictures of a conversation between her and her ex-wife. Also, the AP doesn't have a job right now. Even when the cheating first happened, I always felt better than AP, because I thought he was useless compared to me because he didn't have any morals. I'm sure now. Again, this makes me think my ex-wife is crazy. There's no need for me to be cocky about how sure I am that I am the catch and a much better man than her AP. A little extra, I was still calling her and warning her at the beginning of their relationship. I guess I was right the whole time. He proves again that he is the loser, which I kind of already knew. Besides that, he gave her something that can destroy her. She's pretty much making her own grave. AP showed her how to take hard drugs. I know this from the friend we both have. I haven't told my ex-wife about it yet. It's her choice if she wants to mess up her own life. But things look like they are quickly getting worse. Regarding my ex-wife, I'm sure she's having a hard time and may even be questioning the choices she's made. During Christmas and New Year's, I hadn't talked to her or seen her. But about a week into 2023, she texted me out of the blue to see if I was home and if she could come over. She dropped by my house for a quick visit that lasted only 5 minutes. She stopped by to tell me that she cried alone on Christmas Day. I told her how my holidays were and she asked how I was doing. I told her that my Christmas wasn't the best, but it was fine. The holidays were the first ones I didn't have my mum around because she died last year. They were fine, but not great. I did tell her I was doing great though, and I am. Yes, this did seem strange to me. She only cares about how I'm doing, so why would she come to see me? That's all I can think about this whole visit. We'll see in time. I also talked to the mom of my ex. My ex-mother-in-law called me after the holidays to wish me a happy new year and the best of luck. That call caught me off guard, but it was nice to hear from her since she's been family for 8 years. My ex-wife hasn't been very good lately. According to my mother-in-law, it looks like she is very sad and crying a lot because she misses her husband. Ex told mother-in-law, I wish it didn't have to be this way. Once more, this makes me think she is having second thoughts. But my ex-boyfriend is the only one who can reach out and make a move, which I don't think will happen now. Giving her the divorce she asked for is the only thing I can really do. After that, I have to leave her life and not come back. Which I did. I'm going to be better every day by cutting myself off from her life and divorcing her. Sorry for the long post. But I think this is all I needed to say. In 4 days, we'll sign the papers for the divorce. And even though I'm doing really well, I'm still human, so I still miss my ex-wife and our marriage from time to time. But I know that what happened to her is out of my hands and not my problem at all. I'm sorry to see what happened to her. To end, I'd like to thank everyone in this group again. Thanks a lot. I wouldn't be where I am now without your help, both in the mind and the body.